your presence here is going to be of significant importance towards the success of this Kenya devolution portal. Jina ni Kenya devolution portal, and as Maura was saying, we intend to achieve 3 objectives from this particular portal. That is that the service delivery at the county level is successful. 2, public participation on issues of democratic devolved governance issues. Citizens are given an upper hand to access that information. 3, it's about accountability. Juzi mmekuwa mkiona hawa MCS wakienda Israel, kuangalia vile rais inaweza kupaliliwa vizuri. Yes. So we want to have a one-stop shop tool where all counties in Kenya can compare what county X is doing that then can be adopted in county Y. So this issue of interactions and also sharing information, which is very critical. I have broadened my presentation, but I'm narrowing it down to 4 key areas. Number 1, nitaweleza about the user interface, which is what we are having here on the bumper stickers. And number 2, we'll be talking about basic fields that are in these feedback forms. And finally, we'll be talking about information sharing and then administration of this portal. And then we get your feedback. I would have to give that session to tutor, who will take us through the section on filling feedback for us. So number 1, I am not going to do a PowerPoint presentation up here because of time, but I want us to look at that sticker that we have at this point in time, and I want to start from the user interface. How is it going to appear? It's going to appear exactly as it is. Mukiangalia pale juu kuna Kenya devolution portal, devolution in Kenya. There are 3 key issues on social inclusion, accountability, and public participation. Then after that, you're going to realize that you would see it is designed to be very effective in terms of accessing information. So we have different menus. On the top level, we have the home section. What do you find in the home section? You will find more information on how to use this portal. You would also find more information on how you can be able to contact ICPC and other stakeholders that are working in this particular project. But most importantly is that this system is tailored towards the common mwananchi who is going to use this particular information. Hapo katikati kuna map of Kenya. Kuna a map of Kenya. There's a map of Kenya there. Yes. This map of Kenya is a visualization tool, eco-visual, and there are categories that citizens are going to choose on policy issues. So you can choose categories, for example, on issues on health. I want to know policy issues that are happening in Nakuru County, so kindly let me get information. So it is a mapping, a visualization of all the issues that are taking place at the county level, but in a single map. So you can click your county and find out details of the information that are available. Another very key feature of this map, thank you. Another key feature of this map is to enable users to filter. You can filter that I need policy issues on health from January 2015 to March 2015. So you can filter, and then you can also be able to cluster under various issues. Once this information is available to you, you can then improve your capacity as a citizen. At the same time, you can also have the know-how, how other people in other areas are practicing this. And you can also link up your friends, either using your SMS, and Maura has mentioned about an SMS system, or you can also use Facebook or Twitter. So it's very interactive to common mobile phones and also even the computer. I want to move on to issues of links that are available. On your left side, I don't know which is left to you. Yes. Okay, if you're on the left side, this side, there is the county functions. Here we have all the county functions where we are going to have citizens participating and also learning, what we call the virtual resource learning center. where you can identify critical issues on matters devolution, functions of devolution. What is the best practices that are taking place at the international level? What are the local level counties doing? And then what is the national legal framework on matters devolution in respect to these particular functions? Nataka kuwaleta hapa upande mwingine. On your right of that portal, you would have what we call a stream of news from the counties. Things that are taking place real time in Nakuru County, in Makueni County, in various counties, so that then citizens can appraise what is happening and also improving their information sharing ability. I want to speak to the issue of feedback forms, which is what has brought us here. The feedback forms are basically 4 forms that we have, ambazo mtaziona hapo. But I wish that when we have free time, we will look at the URL www.kenyadevolutionportal.com. hapo chini. Then we go to the feedback section. So those feedback forms are 4 of them. One is talking about priority projects, where, as Maura had mentioned, citizens can be able to prioritize projects on various issues that they think are more important. It's not possible to have everyone in a single meeting. So these feedback forms then will be able to, once you fill in the priority projects, the word, and the reasons why you think that project is important, the actor, there is a session for selecting ni nani ambaye una petition hii project quite important. We have 4 areas. We have the governor, the MCA, the county speaker, and then there is also the member of parliament and the women rep. So you can choose an actor, and this actor will be able to receive a notification. There is also the other form on accountability. There are normally gaps that citizens identify in projects. Sasa sijui kama hapa, when we were in elsewhere, we were told that sometimes tunaambiwa project itafanyika, lakini it does not take place within the specified time frame. You as a citizen, you can come, or your organization can come and then register an accountability of time, that this project was supposed to kickstart in January, lakini bado hatujaona kama hata imeanza. So that's an accountability issue, which then a citizen can be able to raise, and then that matter is addressed. There's another form inaitwa successful project, because we are saying we want our country to be able to achieve its devolution agenda. Shida ambayo inasumbua Wakenya wengi kwa sasa ni kutojua jinsi ya kuhakikisha kwamba implementation ya devolution imefanyika. So this successful project, we can also use this successful project kama Nakuru County ama a certain project that is successful to showcase other places ama other counties that sisi tumeshafanya vizuri, and these are the steps we used so that our project became a success. So that is clear that we are only talking about the negative side. We can also appraise and say this one was well done, this one was poorly done, so we want to make 1, 2, 3, 4 improvements and suggestions. The final form is the form on public participation, where citizens then ask to be involved in certain processes that are taking place at the county level. And in this public participation form, you can give your grievances. Yeah? Kama hujaridhishwa na vile mikutano inaandaliwa, ama hujaridhishwa na vile ambavyo wananchi wanahusishwa, ama hujaridhishwa hata vile masuala fulani ya gatuzi yanaendelezwa, you can be able to register that. I think I'm done with the issue of feedback forms. But most importantly is the question of what happens now. You may submit a report. What happens? So what? Is the critical question I think that we need to address. We have a mind that these actors that we are brought on board, and you now as the technical working group, we can then be able to link up to the various actors like the county assembly or the governor's office, so that once this particular report has been received, they can be able to quickly act on it. So what ordinarily happens is that we will be giving administrative functions to various offices where they can be able to pick up those issues. Nikisikia sasa kwa mfano is a priority budget item wananchi wa Nakuru wanataka, una petition governor and the county assembly, these reports zinakuja in bulk. When they come in bulk, they're able to be filtered. I want health issues, so that the executive wa health anaangalia health issues. Nataka mambo ya environment. Mambo ya environment yanakuwa priorities, yanakuwa very reorganized on how many people have actually raised these issues and what are the critical issues and the themes, so this person can take up this particular matter. So eventually, there's a timeline we have given for the actors to be able to react. Ordinarily, we have set in the system 2 weeks, that is 14 days, where someone is able to acknowledge that I've received your form, I've received this particular response, and something is taking place. Sasa, after that, it is upon now the actor or the person who has received that information to be able to act on it. So that's the first session of engagement with the county government. We have also provided a forum where the county government themselves, officers in the county government, can be able to also pronounce certain statements or certain events that are of public interest to the people. They can be able to update on the calendar about something that is taking place in Nakuru County. Wanaweza wakaitisha mkutano using the SMS-based system. They can also be able even to write or appraise their own projects and call the citizens to participate, what we now call social accountability. So that we have got 3 levels of support to devolution, one from the citizens, another one from the organizations that are existing, such as the one we are sitting in, and then the county government. This is going to be a very strong link to ensure that we have got checks and balances, and also to make sure that citizens have got the opportunity also to engage the county government directly, even in a way that could not be possible where this technology was not available. Nitamalizia hapo nikimniruhusu sasa nizungumze on the SMS system. I don't know if there's a question to that level.
Hapa hivi umesema?
Yes.
Ukiona jambo utaishughulikia, alafu itakaa 14 days. Let's say 14 days ikipita hiyo timeline na hujajibiwa.
What happens is that we are going to give a tracking code to citizens who are sending reports. You can also fill in a section to get alerts, where you can be able to register for an email alert or for an SMS alert. So what happens is that we are not actually the people who are going to put the county government accountable. No. We don't know what will happen. That's the truth. But what we know is that because we are working in partnership, that's why we are here in Nakuru to seek the partnership of the county government. We are also here to seek the partnership of the organizations that are working here, and also here to get feedback on how we can be able to better this particular tool. We have only proposed, for example, that if we give a 14-day timeline for us or for the county government, if for example the issue could not be necessary for the county government, it could be that this organization where we are is handling a project that is focusing on devolution. It does not necessarily mean county government. So you can also be able to share that particular information. So what we are seeking to get is a common understanding that mimi kama Jacob nikipata hii report, I can actually read through it as an administrator. Then if I think it is not in my office, I can forward it to forward the MCA. This is the office of the MCA. Or this is a health issue. But ultimately, the kind of change or capacity we want is that we want the capacity of county governments and the institutions that are strong enough to be able to appraise issues. Appraise issues on what is taking place, then be able to engage the county government. So what happens is that at the long run, the aim of this particular tool is that by 2017, we have got citizens that have got the capacity to be able to engage the county government. We have got devolved functions that are being implemented according to the constitution and the spirit and the letter of the law. We have also a kind of flat kind of engagement without barriers about offices. We have got a one-on-one engagement between county governments and institutions, and also the citizens at that particular level. So we are appealing, we will be appealing this when we go to the county governor. And when we launch this particular tool, that we would be giving marks or red flags. You come an email to when I receive email on a flag, this is important, this is important. So a very urgent issue, it can be flagged automatically by the system. This one is most important, so that this person has the opportunity to be able to reply. Yeah.
Like I did social audit.
Yes.
Budget ilipita.
Yes.
So tulipoanza tulipatiwa tuliona vile pesa zimegawiwa.
Yes.
So ward yangu ni Ronda ward.
Yes.
Informari.
Yes.
So tukaenda kwa Mr. Murray anaitwa nini? CIC ule finance. Akakwambia kwenye kumepewa 25 million.
Yes.
Lakini saa hii ile ECD tumepeana pesa 2.5.
Yes.
Tuliporudi tena tukapata ule alikuwa contractor. Yes. Aliwin tender ya 2.3. Sasa contractor hatumpati, tunapata supervisor.
Yes.
Huyo engineer sasa tukachukua muda like 2 months tukaona mjengo imeanza, so we were following. Tulipopata huyo supervisor akatuambia hata hiyo pesa mliambiwa 1.2 imepeanwa mpaka sasa hii mjengo imefika imewekwa roof, huyu mjenzi hajapewa chochote, that's why imesimama. Tuliporudi kwa ile ofisi tena, yeye anatuambia lakini hatumuoneshi tunajua. Sasa ikiwa tuko tunaongea na yeye face to face na anatudanganya.
Yes.
Na hapa akidanganya at least itakuwa inaonekana.
Yes and no. No, because of this reason. We are looking at a scenario, for example, where we have got to also trust the institutions that are already in place to be able to do the investigative functions. Once someone posts such a report on this portal, for example, it's an accountability. Actually, that's an accountability issue. What we will do, and that is now the convener, who is ICPC. What the convener will do is to be able to look for legal redress of this particular matter. You see that? So what will happen is that the institution that we are talking about has to be protected, and also the person who is also submitting this report has to be protected. However, the general issue, you see, for example, a stalled project in a particular area, without mentioning the name of the person giving the report, without mentioning the particular person or officer involved, because we could be subject to legal issues like defamation, have to be clarified in a court of law, or at least it has to be a publicly accepted report. But the general issue about what is taking place can be addressed and be available on the portal. There's also another way that this can be made available. You as a social auditor, approved and an expert in social auditing, there's a forum for blogging where citizens participate and write opinions about particular projects or particular issues of concern. It could be a human rights issue, it could be a corruption issue that is taking place and someone is not happy about it. There is that leeway of expressing this through an opinion piece in the forum, and it can be able to appear through your permission under your name or an anonymous, so that your personality and person is protected and these matters are clarified. So I have explained the yes, how it can appear, and I've also explained the no, why it cannot be able to appear. However, the route we are taking is that we must increase levels of accountability on devolved functions. There's a lot of corruption. Watu wanalia sana. In fact, my own county, I'm subject to, and I'm speaking this very carefully. My own county people are saying that if nothing is done on accountability alone, then we are going to fall. Because we don't know how procurement is done, we don't know how projects are being done. This road has not been completed, but we are told to get a report, official report, this road has been completed. But here on the ground, nothing is taking place. So what we want to do is to appraise issues And even instead of these governors moving out of the country, because sometimes they say, actually, I don't know. Now, sometimes they don't know. The people they have in office do not have the capacity to be able to handle certain projects. Sasa unapata wanakuwa taken advantage of by the contractor, or sometimes certain things happen that they are not in their knowledge. So what we would want to move, the way we want to move is to have systemic change, beginning from social inclusion in implementation of projects, effective service delivery, then at the same time making sure that those county governments are duly accountable on the issues and the functions that they're supposed to be able to perform. And there's another key session that we've been able to provide on this particular portal called Virtual Resource Learning Center.
Before you proceed,
yes,
let me know something on you have talked on feedback project, yeah?
Yes.
And also you have talked on a stall project.
Yes.
Maybe that this is not just a stall project,
yes,
but it's a project that has been prioritized.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And basically, you see, as in the devolved government,
yes,
they have to look into maybe the urgent one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that they can carry this project.
Yes.
Example, a person with disability.
Mm-hmm.
I might suggest that yes, because in our county or in the sub-counties, we don't have maybe a friendly, or we don't have a resource center for PWDs.
Yes.
Yeah. And by using this portal,
yes,
yeah, mm-hmm, can I posit in that in this portal, mm-hmm, for maybe the county government to discuss, mm-hmm, or for the users to discuss on the same, mm-hmm, and to give maybe feedback on it? Or it is just a matter of on those stall projects that have been maybe started or been prioritized and they are stuck on the way?
That is, you're very right. You can't be able to propose a priority project that you think is of great importance, so that it's prioritized in the budget processes. So how you do that is that what happens inside the portal, and also when people start giving feedback, you would be able to see a graph like this. When you have now said, my county is Nakuru County, and maybe this sub-county, this ward, you will be able to see a graph like this. Then here, you would be able to see on health. Let's say this is education. Let's say this is environment. This is, what else is another function? Let's say security, for instance. So, based on the feedback that citizens will be sending, let's say this is on priority projects alone. This graph could be as big as here, this one here. Then this one could be here. This one on education could be here. On environment could be here, because I don't know, Nakuru have very little environment issues. But in another place, so this one could be here. On security, it could be on the top. I mean, for a governor or for someone who is trying to see quick statistics on what's happening in my county. So this will be publicly available, that citizens really on prioritization of projects, the issue that they want most addressed, number one, is security. Through this graph, it can also be done by pie chart. So you'll see a large percentage. You can also say, I want this information in pie chart form on how citizens are participating. You can find the greatest number of degrees and issues of security. So that now the county government sits down and says, okay, look at this. Actually, these guys are prioritizing security. So the security minister, if there's a security minister, then clicks or opens what are these issues they are raising, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Then now this issue is flagged out. Coming to your issue, you will petition. For example, when you're submitting a priority project, you would say that this security, these issues of disability, we want it addressed by the county assembly so that it's prioritized. What happens is that because of the linkages we're having with the county assemblies and the speaker of the county assembly and including the governor, they would be able to receive all the issues that have come on board. For example, you've submitted that priority project and said, this is a critical project that needs to be looked into, issues of disability and equity in this particular county. That issue will be looked at. There's a section where you have latitude to explain why you think that project is important, giving statistics from research and indicators that are causing underdevelopment for this particular constituency of persons who are affected within that particular county. You have also room to attach attachment, like a PDF document, Word document, and be able to submit. So what happens is that there is no single project that will be ignored that has been submitted. We would be starting technical working groups like these ones, so that when you have the audience now with the county assembly, because they will have to look at those issues, and I know once they have received that particular information, you will be called to a particular forum to be able to engage further. Then that will also become a priority project. Another way to make it a priority project is also this blogging way. You can have many people. You can write an opinion piece, or you can write a priority project in Nakuru County. Let's look at this. You can give it a very nice headline. Then you can get very many comments from experts, from people who are engaging in this particular issue. You can also get various and divergent views on how that project can be made better. So through these particular views that you are getting, you are likely to generate interest. You see, we generate interest on this particular issue until it becomes an issue that can be prioritized even at the assembly level in terms of discussion and other things. So I think that's the right way to go, and it can be done, and we have to start it here, and I believe we give it time and it can move forward.
Okay. Yeah. Good. And on public participation.
Yes.
Like now, the budget cycle
yes.
begins maybe 30th.
It's already ongoing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then now it's now engagement with the publics. Yeah.
Yes.
Like now formulation, budget planning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now like Nakuru County.
Yes.
Yeah. Nothing has happened now,
Mm-hmm.
and then we are now hearing that it might take place probably when? Next week. And the public has no information, meaning that they want to ambush the public, so that when they are now planning for it, they are calling community participation and public participation, meaning that maybe 3 or 5 or the friends to Obama would be there making noise, and then this budgeting, this the plan they had to go through. Yes. In this scenario, can public now then make maybe a login and then subscribe on it, so that making noise, you see, not making noise but advocating for their right, that it has not been well articulated or given time frame for participation?
I think maybe that part will be tackled when we now go to the public and do a serious mapping on the mobile phones. We may concentrate in our, say, Mwaniki Ward. Is it Mwaniki Ward or
Ronda Ward?
Say, yes, let's concentrate on this word here and educate people on the use of this portal.
Okay.
And make sure that they participate within this budget here and prioritize follow-up on projects using the system and do all that. And then link that to the county government because they have a law. And then link that to the citizens and the issues being raised. So they will be aware that these issues are being raised and being followed. Because then we also plan maybe to have a linkage of this to the county government. So when you put there, sorry, and mostly if it's at a large magnitude of citizens that have been sensitized on need, targeted, these issues will be seen from their side. So the administrator from my service is to remind people that there are these issues. What are we doing? And then, of course, there is the advocacy aspect of it. If things are not being done, you know better what to do. And they have been raised, this issue has been raised on this platform. You commented, the leaders will always comment. Make sure, we will do this, we do this. We are looking into it. Because when they see a lot of people reacting to certain issues, they must respond as expected, because you see that